So hello, everyone. It's a great pleasure to be with you here today. My name is Renana Krebs. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Algaeing. And today I will be happy to tell you our story, the Algaeing story. So first of all, I'm an entrepreneur with one goal, actually, to make the world of textile better, healthier from the inside out. And this is what we are trying to do. So first of all, where I'm coming from, the world of welcome to the fashion and textile. This industry yearly is around about turns of $1,041 trillion yearly, and the numbers are getting higher and higher. At the same time, we all know about the textile is one of the most polluting industry in our planet. To add to this, 20% of the global freshwater is polluted due to the dying process of the fresh water. And to that end, 10% of the chemical is transferring to our skin and body. And this is the point of me basically wanting to ask a question. Do we all know all the facts, all the figures behind the garments? Do we know who made our garments? Do you know that in order to create one basic cotton t-shirt that you're wearing right now, we need roughly around about 2,600 liters of water, 2,600 liters of water. It's equal roundabout, I guess, of men drink water for 2 years. This is basically the point that I said that I cannot be part of this industry any longer. I need to find a way to heal this industry from the inside out. So maybe a bit about my personal background. I grew up in an agricultural village in the center of Israel, surrounded with insects, plants. Grew up in my father in greenhouses, and this really influences me as a person, as a human being, and as a designer. All of my life, all of my work was really about the crossroads between man and nature, and how it's as Professor Terazi just mentioned, it's how the nature help us to heal process and to learn from nature at the same time. And I really understood I need to be part of the solution. We all are. Today, we also see, coming from the market point of view, we see the change coming from already from the inside. We see the Z generation, we see the millennial are asking and demanding for a new product based on sustainability and well-being values. We see what I found very interesting here in this industry, that we find rapidly voluntary acceptance by the brands for new sustainability standards. And of course, we all know regulation phasing, but it will happen at the end about regulation coming to this industry as well. But in order to understand how can we really make this industry better, we need to understand also the industry from the inside and how we can all work together at the end. So to that end, Algaeing founded in 2016, and at the end to really create a real honest impact against climate change. And to engage everyone to work together as us as an enabler for the entire industry. So a bit about Algae, we'll heard a bit about the aqua word from Professor Terazi, but here we're basically coming also here again to understand, learn from nature, to understand processes in nature. And also here what we've done is a very massive investigation and research in algae and microorganisms. But firstly, we really wanted to understand other industries. So we learned about the beauty industry. We learned about the food industry. We saw how algae changed completely the food industry. Just imagine when you go to the supermarket today, you basically have the list of where you grow, where it been grow, who made it, and so on. And also in the cosmetics, but in the fashion and textile, you cannot see any background. When you go to a movie, you see who are the actors, you see who is the filmmakers, you have all the information. But from some reason in the fashion and textile, we do not have any information whatsoever. And this is also what we want to bring out to the front of the stage. In order to understand that, we want you to understand basically what is our mission at the end and what we believe as a company. And for us, we want to see the fabric become a force for good. We want to see the essence of why we buy garment to be basically the reason of why we make things differently. Fabric is a combination of color and fiber. And once we change the fabric, we change the fashion, we change the product, we change the textile. So we want basically to understand the supply chain. We want people to understand the whole steps by steps, how we can really make in this industry. Start with the raw materials. So to that end, what we are doing at Algaeing, we basically developed a very unique patented formulation based on algae. We managed to create a very unique platform because from one microorganism, from one algae, with the same one, we can have the ability to create two byproduct. One is the fiber, one is the dye stuff in order to create fabrics. So we have basically a range of product in our portfolio. So from one formulation, we have the ability to create fibers and a range of fibers, as well to dye a range types of fabrics. In this case, we have the ability to type all type of fabrics, from cotton, cellulosic, and protein, with the same formulation here. So we basically have, as mentioned, like the coloring, we have a range of using a range of algae, but also what is very unique here, again, here is we want to understand and to work with nature together. If you just think, for example, a leaf on the tree, they are changing the color through the seasons, through the years. And this is also what we're doing here. We're using the same algae, but also our algae can change color through the season. So we can choose what time of the season we want to harvest the algae. The same as we see in the leaves of the tree. And again, here it's really to work with the nature together, not to work against it. The fiber, we have a range of fiber. We are now bringing also to the hygiene pharma industry, not only for the fashion as well. But I think what is unique here, more than our product, is basically how we can really make a real impact in the industry. And we found basically that once we are enabling everyone to be a part of the solution, we immediately enabling solution globally and to work to the industry widely. So to that end, basically, we're enabling each B2B, each consumer, each customer, and not regardless of the size, if it's small, medium, large companies, we are basically have our good inside index. So each company can choose its own needs, its own solution, its own innovation. And they can choose if they only want to create only dye stuff, only fiber, but they can really work with their consumer and to adapt our product to their needs and not vice versa. I think what also is very important to us is to really understand the triple good solution we're bringing here to this industry. We see, I mean, if we look about the good side, about the good, what we do good for the industry, it's really about how we can make product much more healthier. It's about the fact that we can create a tailor-made product. We can adapt and change to the needs of the company, their product, customized. And of course, we have also a very dramatic reduction, which I mention in a second. But I think also it's important to remember the workers behind the curtain, so to say, because we're talking about a world impact. Once we also change the lives of the workers behind the scene. We have today more than 300 million workers in the textile industry worldwide. Once we change the raw materials, they will not be exposed to heavy chemicals and heavy metals, for example, and they can also have a better, let's say, a life working surrounding. Of course, there is more parameters to this, of course. Of course, it's about good for the end users, about the consumer that wants and needs to buy today a new product with a better value. For example, the fact that they can have allergen-free, chemical-free, and a product that can interact with their body and the algae together. And of course, it's about good for our planet, for our world. If we need to choose really one for today, it's really about the prevention of water pollution globally. And again, here it's really about to understand the damages we have right now in our lives through creating garments. It's not only about massive consuming of water, it's also about air pollution, water pollution, agricultural, our food at the end, and our table is basically also get affected from the water pollution. And here again, when we use and changing for our technology, we can save more than 80% of the global fresh water. This again in more numbers, but I think what I want also to be more specific is also how we can help the industry to be better. It's also about to understand the system, to understand the machinery, The industry cannot change in one day, not even in 5 or 10 years. But once also we can adopt to their supply chain, to their system, we can help them to move faster. For example, in this case, we're enabling the whole industry to use our technology because we are not changing the manpower, we're not changing their machineries, we're only changing their raw material. And this helps them to make better choices. Because if we come with a very unique innovation, it could be the most innovative solution, but the company do not have the ability to make this change, it will not make any effect. So here again, it's really about to understand the market, to understand the people we're working with, and to create a bridge to work with the brands together. And I think one of the most important benefits that we need to understand is also the consumers. And here again, we want to create product with a better value, with an added value. Here again, instead of having a current textile with heavy metals, it's creating a whole new language. You can think about it's not iPhone number 1. Sorry, it's not iPhone, let's say number 20. It's really the iPhone number 1. It's the essence of creating a new language of product, to create a product that brings also nutrition to our body, can take care to our body, and to interact between the environment and to our body. And of course, it's also about closing the loop. I will not a bit longer, but it's really about understanding the supply chain, how we can make better choices, how we can close the loop at the end of the day. Once we choose algae, we have very, very unique properties to our product. And also to mention that algae has been chosen to be the most influential microorganisms in the 21st century, because we see many industries using algae as a key player, as an engine to change entire industries. Also here, for example, our current market is about second skin garment that touches the skin, that have the ability to nourish our skin and body. But also, if you look around you, if you're sitting in your living room, if you sit right now in your office, or even in your car, just look around you. Everything around you is a combination of fiber and a dye and a color. And this is the essence of what we do. We have the wish to create the disruptions in many industries, because at the end, it all starts with the beginning of a fiber and a color. And this is the essence of a product, what kind of material we are using, and what is our choices at the end. I think also what is at the end for us is very important to have to create an honest, real impact against climate change, to really bring a triple good solution in order for us to make better choices. But I think also what we learned so far in our journey here today is that in order to make a difference, we need to work together. We need to create a much more enablers to work together with the entire industry, not to create now a new brands or a new systems or a new product. It's really about how we can all together change the system together to heal the inside industry, the textile industry from inside out, with the influence of nature. And yeah, so this is about how we can algaeing our future with better processes and better choices. And I invite you all to be part of our algaeing journey. And of course, please don't hesitate to contact me or my team for more questions. So thank you for your time. It's been a pleasure to be with you today. Thank you.